Darktide has been delayed. We have a variety of new miniatures to take a look at and more in this week's Hobby News. I'm Angela, you're watching Hobby Night. Now let's get to it. We're gonna start today with a little bit of sad news because if you had not seen, Fat Shark announced that Darktide has been delayed until November 30th, which has me a little bit sad. That is when it'll be releasing for PC now. It'll be coming out for Xbox a little bit after that. They haven't given an official date for that release, however, just the PC one. And it is down to stability, performance, and just maturing a few systems that they're delaying it, which is not unexpected, honestly. Like, I feel like this happens with most video games these days where there's some sort of delay because they've found some sort of performance problem. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'd rather the team take the time, make sure that there are no bugs or as minimum bugs as possible, that there aren't any performance issues because it's multiplayer. I want it to work multiplayer. So you know what? As much as this is unfortunate, I'm going to accept it and just wait until the 30th.
God damn it, I just quit my job for this too.
I know, it really is a bummer. Now we have a variety of new miniatures to take a look at, and we're gonna start with the ones that I kind of forgot last week because frankly, the article had just like a nice banner and I didn't scroll down far enough and to see that they actually had announced the miniatures for it. I thought it was just a preview. So we need to talk about the new miniatures for Belak'or that are coming to Warcry because they are quite lovely. I think they're perfectly on theme for Belak'or. I especially like the horn designs. I like the studded armor, and I love the giant shield. I just think it's lovely. I am sorry that I missed these last week. Now on to the newer models that were announced this week, and we're gonna start with Horus Heresy Thursday because there's a Praetorian that was announced for the Emperor's Children, and I have some feelings about him. On one hand, I love the fact that he is just decked out in filigree. There's a couple of cool, really awesome faces on his armor. And of course, he has the Emperor's Eagle all over him. And I do love that. However, there is just something very strange about this model. I'm just not really excited. And I think after a long contemplation about it, that I figured out why. If you were to remove some of that extra filigree and just make this a Praetorian of any other legion, his pose would work for anybody. And that, I think, is what bothers me. He's an Emperor's Children. He should be regal and royal looking and pompous almost. Like, he should be just grand, right? Like, he should have a little bit of an attitude. And I just feel like there's none of that with this particular model. He's holding his spear down. And honestly, I would have liked to have seen it up. And I know that is an overdone pose because good Lord, Dorn and a couple of custodians and a variety of other named characters that I can't think of the names of specifically, but I'm picturing them in my head, all have had that sort of generic, spear upright pose. But I don't know, I just feel like it would fit for this particular model. So while it is great to see a Emperor's Children specific Praetorian coming to the Horus Heresy era line of models, I'm just not really thrilled with this one. It could also be, the severe lack of tentacles. More tentacles would make him better too. It's that time of the video where I interrupt to tell you about my Patreon and to let you know that we just added a Discord server which all tiers get access to. So if you're wanting a way to chat with me, share with me your projects, or just tell me what board games you're playing, definitely make sure to check the link below and check out my Patreon. Moving from one glorious model to one that is a little less glorious, but still pretty awesome, and that is Estella Levenox, which I believe is how her name is pronounced. I probably butchered that, so I do apologize, but she is a new star player for the Amazonian teams for Blood Bowl. And Again, I kind of actually have a little bit of an issue with this model. Not so much the fact that she's like a hunchback sort of like bog witch lady, which is actually very cool. My actual issue is the fact that all the frogs that are on her kind of just feel haphazardly placed, like they're trying to cover the fact that she's just a very sort of condensed type model. Like, I love her stride forward and her expression, but I really want the frogs to look like they're maybe leaping off of her, to be a little bit more energetic, because right now it's just, again, very stationary, very like stoic, and I don't like it. Necromunda is up next, and finally we have some miniatures that I am absolutely delighted to talk about, because we have Clan Escher and we have two lovely ladies that are coming to the lineup, and one of them is a Shiver, which is their psychics. Basically they're supposed to see into the future, and I love the motion and elegance in this particular model. Unlike a couple of the other models that we've talked about already, this one just has a lot going on. I love the way that she's peering into the globe. I love the drape of her hair / cables that are sort of just wrapping around her, and I love the design of her outfit, including the spectacular paint job to give them some amazing patterns. And she's not the only one that has some amazing patterns. Her partner, who is the apprentice clan chemist, who's also coming with her, is going to also have an amazing outfit. She looks stunning. I love their hair. I really like Clan Escher, so these ones I might try to grab. The last of the new models that we need to talk about today in the news is the return of Space Marine Heroes 2022. Because remember, there are no heroes in the 41st millennium except for the Space Marine Heroes collection. And if you are familiar with this collection at all, it is a blind box set where you can randomly grab one and you'll get an assortment of 6 different models that you can pick from. The set comes with 8, so if you do buy a full box, I think you are guaranteed to get one of every single model that comes. And we have a new set that's coming out in October. Now, I know that this is meant to be a Space Marine explicit set. However, since it's coming out in October, this is a terribly missed opportunity on GW's part to not have like 6 unique Beast Snagga models or something like that for the orcs to come out, because it's October. It makes sense to me. I wish they had done it, but instead we are getting some lovely Blood Angels. However, they are mildly disappointing, because if you happen to get the Ultramarine set that released, I think, a couple years ago, they are identical sculpts, just this time in red plastic, because Blood Angels. So I'm probably not going to be getting this particular set myself. However, seeing it return does make me mildly optimistic for some future Chaos sets, because I absolutely loved the Death Guard set that they did for the Space Marine Heroes collection. It was lovely. I got all of the unique sculpts for that, and I thought it was really, really cool. So because we have World Eaters coming up soon, I actually think it'd be really cool, maybe in early 2023, to see a World Eater set come out for this particular collection and give us some really cool, unique sculpts for that. Last but not least this week, we have an announcement from Magic and well, it's not an announcement from Magic, it's an announcement from Wizards of the Coast about how Magic is making them a butt ton of cash. They have seen massive growth in the sales of Magic the Gathering cards, specifically in North America, thanks to the US, Canada, and Mexico. And I'm not really surprised, and it also kind of explains why we've been seeing such a massive, massive push from Wizards of the Coast on the Magic front. Not only have we gotten a variety of new sets within their own world, but we've been seeing a ton of intellectual property sets where they've got tie-ins. We've seen Stranger Things. We have the Warhammer sets that are coming up. There's been both the inclusive D&D sets League of Legends. Yeah, I was gonna say the D&D, the League of Legends. I'm sure there's like been horror ones. I think there was like a Dracula set that came out alongside that vampire set that released for the normal Magic lineup. All of these things have been coming out in just like massive quantities, and now we kind of know why. WotC has just been making a killing off of card collecting, and it's no real surprise to me, because if you followed Pokemon or Magic or really just sports cards in general, like collectible cards for sports, they had a massive, massive boom during the pandemic, and we're still seeing that. People are still very happily ready to collect these cards. They're super inexpensive for the companies to produce over, say, the D&D product when we're talking about Wizards of the Coast, which involves books and, models and all sorts of things, which is much more costly to make rather than just the, cardboard.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I'm
for those
really,
numbers, for the
yeah.
numbers that you warband for Magic. Was that including Magic Arena?
I don't know if it included Magic
I assume
Arena.
Magic Arena gets counted separately as
I
part of the
think well, I'm not actually sure because in the article they were talking about how they just acquired D&D Beyond, which is a completely digital platform as well. So I don't actually know if Magic Arena is included in it, but you know what? It might be counted separately. All right, that has been it for this week in Hobby News. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell for notifications. I've been Angela. Before I head out, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for making it so content like this can continue to happen. Without your guys' support, we wouldn't be doing this, so thank you very, very much. I hope you have a wonderful hobby night.